Have you ever wondered who really holds power in this world? Not the celebrities, not even the politicians. I'm talking about families, dynasties, that quietly influence economies, politics, and global decisions. In this episode, we uncover the 10 richest and most powerful families on Earth. And more than just numbers, we'll explore what they teach us about wealth, legacy, and power. In the late 1700s, Meyer Amschel Rothschild laid the foundation for what would become a financial dynasty. He trained his 5 sons to establish banking branches across Europe: London, Paris, Frankfurt, Vienna, and Naples. At their peak, the Rothschilds were estimated to control wealth equivalent to over $1.5 trillion in today's dollars. They financed wars, influenced governments, and pioneered the global bond market. They became rich and powerful because they mastered cross-border banking during an era when few understood how to move money across nations securely. Their information networks and fast courier systems were more advanced than most governments of the time. They own over 300,000 acres of land, including vineyards, estates, and some of the most valuable art collections in Europe. Their private wine brand, Chateau Lafite Rothschild, is a global symbol of prestige. Their philanthropic arms focus on education, sustainable agriculture, and Jewish heritage across Europe and Africa. And when you look at how they steered Europe from behind the scenes, it becomes clear. Real power doesn't chase headlines. It controls what others are too afraid to manage: money. In 1870, John D. Rockefeller founded Standard Oil and soon monopolized nearly 90% of the U.S. oil industry. His adjusted net worth would top $400 billion today. They became powerful by building infrastructure from the ground up, vertically integrating oil extraction, refining, and distribution, effectively controlling every step. Though Standard Oil was broken up in 1911, its descendants like ExxonMobil and Chevron still dominate. The Rockefellers shifted from oil to philanthropy and policy, funding public health, education, and environmental science. The family estate, Kaiquit in New York, and their art donations define cultural prestige. The Rockefeller Foundation continues to direct billions toward climate, health, and innovation. Maybe what earns them admiration isn't just their vast fortune, but their choice to use it to reshape America, from hospitals and universities to modern science. When your wealth no longer serves you, you learn to make it serve the world. Behind Walmart, the world's largest retail chain, stands the Walton family. With over $250 billion in net worth combined, they dominate the American business landscape. They rose to power by identifying the needs of average consumers, offering low prices at scale, and mastering logistics before logistics was a buzzword. Walmart operates over 10,500 stores across 24 countries. The Waltons still own roughly 50% of the company, ensuring generational wealth. Through the Walton Family Foundation, they support education reform, community development, and environmental causes. What's remarkable isn't just how rich they are, but how they got there by serving everyday people. Sometimes, real power comes from understanding the average person better than anyone else. You've likely had a bite of their empire: M&M's, Snickers, Pedigree, Whiskas. Mars Inc. is valued at $160 billion and is entirely family-owned. Their wealth came from focusing on products that people consume regularly and building global trust through consistency and privacy. Operating in both confectionery and pet care, the Mars family remains famously private. They've never gone public, nor do they seek the spotlight. Their charitable work includes animal welfare and sustainability in cocoa farming. Mars doesn't need media to validate its influence. Their products speak for them. And in a noisy world, silence itself becomes a strategy. The less you say, the more curious people become. Koch Industries generates over $120 billion in annual revenue from oil, chemicals, and consumer goods. It's one of America's largest private companies. They became powerful by expanding into dozens of sectors and heavily investing in ideological institutions to influence public policy. The Koch brothers invested heavily in libertarian think tanks, universities, and political lobbying, shaping U.S. policy from behind the curtain. The family also owns over 2.3 million acres of land across Montana, Texas, and Kansas. Their power doesn't just come from what they make, but from what they shape. They understood early. Don't just play the game. Fund the people who write the rules. The royal family of Saudi Arabia, known as the House of Saud, owns Saudi Aramco, the most profitable company on earth. Their collective wealth is estimated at over $1.4 trillion. They became powerful by controlling the world's largest oil reserves, forging strategic political alliances, and maintaining internal unity among thousands of royal family members. The family owns palaces across Europe, mega yachts worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and art collections rivaling national museums. They invest in a range of ventures, from English Premier League soccer to American tech firms and Neom, a futuristic smart city worth $500 billion. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman oversees the $600 billion Public Investment Fund, PIF, transforming Saudi Arabia into a global economic force. In the heart of a scorching desert, this family controls the lifeblood of modern civilization, oil. And when you own what the world needs every single day, you don't chase power. It comes to you. Carlos Slim built his empire by acquiring telecom, banking, and construction companies during Mexico's privatization era. Today, his family owns América Móvil, Latin America's largest mobile network. Their combined net worth has exceeded $90 billion, once making Slim the world's richest man. They own vast portions of downtown Mexico City and support museums, schools, and hospitals through the Carlos Slim Foundation. Their success stems from recognizing essential services that people rely on every single day and investing early and smart. He wasn't born into royalty, but by connecting millions of people through telecommunication, he became the backbone of an entire country. Some empires aren't built with bricks, but with dependence. The Dumas family has led Hermes for 6 generations, with the company now valued at over $200 billion. Their iconic Birkin bags range from $10,000 to over $500,000 each. Their wealth and influence come from preserving artisanal craftsmanship, limiting supply, and refusing to follow fashion trends. Instead of selling out, they've kept the company family-run, safeguarding French cultural heritage with every stitch. The family owns estates in Paris, Provence, and equestrian farms that nod to their origins in saddle making. In a world where fashion changes with every season, Hermes moves to its own rhythm, crafted, precise, and timeless. Sometimes, lasting power comes not from changing, but from staying true to what's always been beautiful. J.P. Morgan once used his own money to bail out the U.S. government during the Panic of 1907. He financed railroads, steel production, and electricity, laying the groundwork for General Electric. The Morgans gained power by becoming the lender of last resort before central banks existed. They earned the market's trust and orchestrated corporate America's most significant mergers. Today, J.P. Morgan Chase manages over $4.1 trillion in assets, making it the largest bank in the United States. The Morgan Library in New York showcases their legacy of intellect and culture. J.P. Morgan didn't just buy stocks, he bought confidence. And when America needed a lifeline, they turned to him, not the government. Some people don't wave flags, they hold the keys to national stability. So what makes these families great? It's not just money. They all share one thing in common: a long-term mindset. They think in generations, not fiscal quarters. You don't need billions to start acting like them. Begin with clarity, patience, and values that outlast trends. If you found these stories inspiring, don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into hidden power and untold lessons. This is Your Channel Name, where we reveal the legacy behind the legends.